We're doing all things Yorkshire today. We've got James in the kitchen, and this is a traditional Yorkshire Parkin. So tell us what a Parkin is, then.
Well, Parkin, or Thorf cake, or Tharf cake, they call it. Variants... It originally comes from Yorkshire, of course. The recipe's hundreds of years old. It's traditionally served at bonfire night, but it's generally a cake. If you kind of think of it like sticky toffee pudding, but made with oatmeal and flour and molasses or golden syrup, really. That's the kind of thing. It should be sticky. It's always served at sort of bonfire night.
James, could I just interrupt you? Jane McDonald has docked. She's docked.
There she is. She's finally docked.
Welcome to land. Lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. This is my wife, Ruth.
Hey, darling.
Good to see you.
Just have a seat, have a cup of tea, and we're going to get you a bit of cake.
Oh, this is nice.
Now, did your mum used to make Parkin?
No, she's never done Parkin. It's an art, isn't it, Parkin? Do you not think?
Yeah, I think that, well, once you get a good recipe, you stick with it. I think that's
right?
the key.
It's yours, obviously.
Well, it's actually my grand's, but the recipe varies. It depends family to family, region to region as well. If it's in Hull, it's baked a lot further than you would normally bake it, and it's more like a biscuit. But the flavour's still the same. But it always starts off with flour, we've got in here, with some little bit of oatmeal in there. Sugar. Now, this is the key to this. There's quite a bit of sugar. Now, traditionally, this would be made, with my granny's recipe, with lard. We're using butter. But you can see the amount of golden syrup in there and sugar, because what you end up with and what you want is something sticky. And you get that over a period of time, because it's a cake that you make and then you leave it.
Right.
So
we're seeing that, but when are we going to see this new TV show of yours?
This Saturday.
Good.
Saturday morning with James Martin.
So chilled out, so relaxed, and a bit of fun for the ending as well.
And you're cooking, yeah, with this fun at the end, is this where you cook in a car being hurled around a racing track or something?
Well, I started out life, as most ideas do, good ideas like that, in the pub over a bag of pot scratchings, and then it turns out, it'd be a good idea to get the chefs down and get them to make their trademark dish in the passenger seat of a racing car while I'm driving it around a race circuit. Didn't quite figure out that way, because we couldn't get all the chefs down to my house in time. This is all going to get thrown in, by the way, and then this goes in the oven. So,
do you live in Yorkshire?
I've got a house in Yorkshire, yeah. Live in Hampshire.
All right.
It's a bit warmer.
Is the track where I think it is?
The track is it's there.
Oh, we have.
And basically, it started off with that, and I got moved from the passenger seat, driver's seat, into passenger seat, and then they said we need to get a racing driver to be able to drive you around. So what started out life as an idea in a pub turned out to be 4 fire trucks, 2 ambulances, 30 people, 2 drones, 6 cameramen. And me trying to make stuff like quiche Lorraine in the passenger seat of the car. Driven by a madman.
I cannot wait to see that.
Yeah, so
that's Saturday morning at 9:30.
That's it. Yeah, back on a Saturday morning. So something quite chill. It's very chilled out. It's very relaxed. Like I said, it's at my house, so it's genuinely. I know where everything is, unlike here.
So what did you just put in there?
This has got some oatmeal in there. We've got some honey. We've got some cider. This is the spice to go with it, and I've got 2 spices.
So is this the important bit? This is what makes
you've got
it
the important bit is once it comes out of the oven. The key to this is you must not eat it straight away. It's got to be left. My granny used to put an old biscuit tin on top of the fridge for 4 or 5 days, a week beforehand, because if you touch the top of that was made yesterday, it starts to get a bit sticky. Yeah. So we've got ginger, cinnamon.
And the longer you leave it, the stickier it gets, isn't that?
That's the stuff. Yeah. And we're going to improve that by adding a little bit more golden syrup in here. So you can see it's a dish that's really low in fat.
So Jane's, she's breaking out in a rash because Jane's sugar-free, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Which is really...
Yes, I'm sugar-free, aren't I?
Oh, well, you love
How
this. This is right in the street.
3 years. Yeah, I've been sugar-free for about 2 or 3 years.
It's quite hard to be sugar-free, isn't it?
No.
But there's so much hidden sugar, I mean.
Well, yeah, but once you get into it and you know what you can eat and what you can't eat, it's quite easy. Yeah. The secret is prep.
Yeah. Prep.
Yeah.
Well, you can't eat this, that's for sure.
I know.
You can drink a tea.
Yeah, but I mean, traditionally we would eat this just as it is. Alternatively, you can have this with butter.
I would have butter on that.
If you're feeling...
cheese, don't they do cheese with fruitcake?
Traditionally, yeah, Wensleydale.
Yeah, OK.
Or you can have this with lard.
With lard?
Yeah.
What, spread on it?
Yes, absolutely.
Dripping.
It's a big lard.
Is that like dripping on toast?
No, you've got to. You know, lard and the dripping, so that the jelly bit of the dripping.
I quite like that, Jane.
So you take this syrup over the top.
Oh, that looks good.
And this is just purely optional, but you can use cider or you can use
I'll
perry.
eat your bit.
You have my bit.
Yeah.
And then the idea is we just take a scoop of vanilla ice cream. Now, up north, I'd use a little bit of rhubarb ice cream, which, of course, is traditional. That neck of the woods. The rhubarb triangle, the most
Look at
famous
that.
rhubarb triangle in the world.
In Wakefield.
Yeah, Wakefield, Halifax. Most of the
Yeah.
world's rhubarb originates
I
from.
love rhubarb. Do you like
Oh, I
rhubarb?
love it. Yeah.
So
Very good
rhubarb
for you.
ice cream you would have. traditionally.
Rhubarb ripple ice cream.
Ooh, that sounds
You
delicious.
can have that with, but only, of course, when it's in
Smells
season.
like Christmas.
Yeah. I might just have
Doesn't
a
it?
little taste.
See?
I'm 80-20.
See?
I'm 80-20.
It's
sugar-free.
delicious.
Just a little.
But the key to the parking, whatever you do, it's got a different texture to sticky toffee pudding.
Yeah,
It's
it
not
has.
the same, and it does get
That's too
sticky
sweet.
the longer you leave it. It wants to be about 3 to 4 days before you eat it.
It is delicious, James.
The ginger.
Really
That's
nice.
lovely.
And all the spices. Delicious.
It's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
It's the spice that make that, isn't it?